This is the Electi Review. Today, reading XML files is not the real problem. Knowing whether the data inside is correct, consistent, and ready for your reports, that is. For Italian SMEs, XML is no longer a technical curiosity. Since electronic invoicing became mandatory, the FatturaPA format has made XML a daily reality for administration, finance, and management control. Every invoice arrives as a structured file. The question is not whether you can open it. The question is whether you can trust what is inside. Here is the core argument. Opening an XML file and processing it are two completely different things. Browsers, text editors, and dedicated viewers solve one problem: a quick visual check of a handful of fields. They do not validate logical consistency. They do not catch a document total that does not match the sum of its line items. They do not normalize free text descriptions in the Dati Beni Servizi tag, where the same service can appear in a dozen different ways depending on the supplier. If you are manually copying values from XML into Excel and calling that a workflow, you are building reports on a fragile foundation. The article identifies 3 layers of work that most teams collapse into one. First, technical parsing, reading the file, handling signed P7M formats from PEC email, and extracting the nodes you need. Second, semantic validation, confirming that the data is logically coherent, not just structurally valid. A file can pass XSD schema validation and still skew your reporting. Third, normalization and conversion, transforming raw XML into CSV or JSON before it enters any analytics tool, dashboard, or BI platform. Volume compounds every weakness. A single invoice is manageable. An annual batch of 4,200 purchase invoices with over 380,000 nodes, embedded attachments, and inconsistently filled fields is not. At that scale, the in-memory DOM approach hits RAM limits. Streaming parsers become necessary, and the cost of skipping semantic validation multiplies across every row. The practical takeaway is direct. Choose your tool based on its purpose. Treat signed files as a separate case. Never stop at schema validation, and convert to an analyzable format as early as possible in the pipeline. The goal is not to read XML. The goal is to produce a clean, consistent dataset that does not force your team to redo the same work every reporting cycle. That's the review.